Welcome back to Doc's Hot Shop and Forge. So today we're going to do a couple of little things. It's not going to be a very big episode. So the first thing we're going to do is forge out a new steel plate for the 15th century anvil project. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to test out the little rounding hammer slash forging hammer that we made for the Forging It Forwards giveaway. For that, we'll be straightening out this piece of Rio and forging out a leaf, I think. I do have a chisel, not a chisel, a fullering punch that should be just about the right size to do a little bit of light veining on this one. So, let's get things hot and let's have some fun. Step one, let's see about straightening this. So let's start by making our little short little taper. Okay, I'm not going to go any thinner on that. Well, that hammer moves metal pretty well. Try that rounding side. Oh, that works. You can see with rounding hammers you have very small contact area, so you concentrate the force a lot more than as opposed to with a flat space. before we get this too far in and we risk breaking it here, let's get that leaf to shape. Now I want a bit more width to that. That should work reasonably well for doing the veins. It's a quite blunt cold chisel. First, we're going to get those marks out. That. And we'll actually... finish up on the stem. Right, let's get that back down to thickness. Excellent, that's the first side done. A fair bit of this is just going to end up having to be drawn out to about a ½ inch thickness or 12-15 millimeters in width. Because I've got way more stock there than I actually need. We use the fly press to draw out the tang a little bit. Or handle, whatever you want to call it. We get to draw out the actual taper that's going to be here. So with this being the old one, we've got this side done, so now we need to draw out this bit, seeing as we've now got the waste piece down to this width. It is way thicker than it needs to be. Yes, this will be waste because it's got cold cuts. Alright, so now we begin drawing it out. How are we doing? A little bit wide still. comes time to making it a little bit rounded, it's a bit thinner and easier to move. So the little hammer works quite well. The rounding side has held up beautifully. The forging side has picked up a couple of little divots. Those are from when I did the veining in the leaf, and it turns out the chisel that I was using has a harder pole than I expected. So it probably needs drawing back just generally anyway to prevent chipping and spalling in use. So the hammer is ready to go. Those marks in the scheme of things won't make any difference in finished products. I'll give it a clean up and a new coat of linseed oil to replace what was worn away. So that's ready to go. It goes out with the leaf to whoever is the lucky winner. And we've got a new top plate forged out, so reasonably close match. I pre-chamfered the horn end, and it'll get a little bit of curvature put into it just before I actually weld it on. It has a long handle, so it should be nice, easy to maneuver, manipulate, and I'll be doing that in the coke forge in the next couple of days, seeing as we're in lockdown and I'm heading into night shifts. So this should actually be quite a deal easier to forge weld on. It's clean, it's smooth, it's a more primitive carbon steel than this one, so less manganese. I believe it's the manganese that actually, or is it the molybdenum? I think it's the molybdenum in modern spring steels that make them difficult to weld. Generally it's not been a problem, but this time it's proving to be a little bit of a trial. So I've gone with a more primitive spring steel from an old sulky, so it should be basically just about a 0.7% carbon steel with minimal alloying elements, and welded very easily for making the little hammer. So that's where I'm going to leave off. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. So get out to your shop, have fun, but do stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.